I probably, like a lot of people in the administration, feel that this mother was led astray by dangerous rhetoric that resulted in her tragic, tragic death. And we cannot keep sustaining this lie for political purposes. That's what I believe to be true. But on the other hand, like everybody at NewsNation, I know that the American people are desperate for a better conversation, a unifying conversation, especially in moments of tragedy, which would require doing what Tom Homan has done and what Mr. Bovine did, which is to say, look, let's wait. Let's not feel that urgent need to get off my chest what I believe to be true, and instead say, I'm going to wait for more information.
And by the way, Batya, we don't know what she was doing there. There are videos that show she had arrived there on the scene just 3 minutes earlier. People say she had just dropped her son off at school and she lives in the neighborhood. We don't know. That's the point. The investigation needs to be done, and yet everybody's racing to the microphone to give an opinion that is inflammatory and divisive, whether it's on the left or the right. Meantime, Chris, Minnesota officials say they're being cut out of the investigation into this. Governor Walz questioned how anyone can trust the feds to do a fair investigation, since the feds are all saying the ICE agent did nothing wrong. Do you think they have a point?
Well,
like, should we let both, you know, since we're both sides, it's so divided, wouldn't it be better to have more eyes on this investigation, not less?
I think I would default to that, generally speaking, Elizabeth. I mean, I don't think that J.D. Vance or Kristi Noem are lying when they say, look, this is a federal officer. It's a federal officer-involved shooting. The federal government, therefore, has oversight over it. I get that. The issue I have is this, and they know this, everybody involved in this knows this, this doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? I mean, we understand. As soon as it happened, and I thought, my gosh, this is going to be a gigantic thing. And what I want, and Batya is voicing, I think, something similar as are you, which is like, I ultimately want there to be, in any of these situations, some report, investigation, conclusion that we can all say, okay, I might not have seen it exactly that way, or my initial reaction was X, but I trust the people who put this together, that they had the right motives, that it wasn't politically motivated, and I'm going to therefore trust it, and we're going to figure out how to prevent it. Never probably going to be able to stop it forever, but prevent it, mitigate it, make it less likely. The problem is, and I'm not sure this would have changed if they had brought in the state investigators, but the problem now is that every Democrat, everyone on the left is going to say, well, of course they're going to conclude that the officer didn't do anything. Right. So we're never going to get any, okay, what should we do to prevent this? It's going to be like, well, I mean, this is just a political document. And that bums me out, even if the administration is right that they have jurisdiction.
Right. I just think in the interest of calming things down, and there's always more information, more investigation is always good. Batya, what do you make of the fact that the administration is now doubling down on these ICE raids in Minneapolis? They were already the largest in the city. Ali Bradley's reporting that they're going to be sending even more agents there. Is that, I mean, I guess they think they're doing the right thing, so they want to continue doing the right thing, but also in the interest of maybe taking a breath. We had a mother of a young, 3 kids who was shot and killed, and people are really upset.
You know, these protests against ICE are protests against what the majority of Americans voted for in the last election. This is exactly what they voted for, and the majority of Americans in every poll since have said that they want every single illegal migrant deported, not the worst of the worst, every single one. And I think from the administration's point of view, to cave to the protests, to give into this, is to turn those protests into successful terrorism, right? Because they are using violence in order to undermine what the majority of the American people voted for. If you don't like ICE raids, go win an election. You cannot simply put your car in the middle of the road and stop what the majority of the American people voted for and continue to want to see happen.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.